September, oh September. You guys, it's September 2025, and I would like to talk to you about how the cycles have ended. You might have been holding on to different patterns in your body, fears, money issues, relationship issues, and you will discover that in this time, they can no longer come with you. Either they hold on to you and you keep the issues and you keep the story of your past, or they fall off. And right now, they are so trying to fall off that September is when the new life begins. Those old stories, your old cycles, the issues you had are all based on trauma and they have nothing to do with you. And I'm about to show you a one-on-one where you can literally see a woman named Olivia doing a one-on-one with me on August 31st, and you will watch the distortion fall off of her like when you see a bone with the meat falling off of it. You will be shocked at how all of her patterns just are removed in one session. I'm really excited to show you this because you will discover how much you have in common with this woman, Olivia, and how many patterns are no longer able to work as we keep going. We are on the other side of those cycles and they are done. And as they fall off, we move into a free, magical, powerful energy. The other thing that's falling off in September is parasitic energy, not only from parasites in the body, because they can no longer move with you either, but from people who acted as parasites in your life. People that take from you, people that expect from you, people that use fear to keep you giving to them or being there for them when they're not truly what your soul wants are going to be falling off in this time, because those parasitic energy people either have to face their stuff and change or let go as you move into your light. The light that you're accessing is going to cause them to have to just break off with you because you're no longer moving from fear. You're moving from love and you're moving from truth. As we move into September, you're going to see all the old energies are ready to fall off of you. Now, check out this one-on-one with Olivia and watch as she just sees the lies and releases distortion after distortion and moves into a new power. And right before you see this, know this is from our Infinite Expansion Pass, and we will be doing more hot seats all of September, and you can join us in a hot seat. Also, know that September 14th, we will be having an event called the Parasite Cleanse. This will be free with Infinite Expansion. This will be on Sunday, September 14th, and it will be an opportunity for you to discover your power and let go of the energies that have been holding on to you, expecting from you, and move into the light version of yourself. It's not only parasite cleanse of people, it's also the old habits, the patterns, the old story, the fear. We're going to clean all those parasites off with this one event, September 14th. Join us on the Infinite Expansion Pass and enjoy this hot seat that happened on the Infinite Expansion Pass, August 31st with Olivia. Watch how much change happens. Hi, Olivia.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm all the things. I'm uh I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful for you. You had such a profound impact on me this year. And yeah, just I'm really grateful to be here and yeah.
Oh, I receive it so much. I'm honored to be with you.
And I'm
And
super excited.
what a beautiful heart you have. I feel your vulnerability. I feel your openness. That's where miracles happen. Open hearts, all it takes for miracles.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the miracles and
Yeah,
just like ready to be blown open.
you are. I just want you to know you're open.
Mhm.
So anything anticipating more,
Yeah.
right, might be control,
Mhm.
right? But I also get it, you know, and I'm receiving your celebratingly saying you're ready, and I am too. Tell me, I didn't read your question. Would you like to talk about it? And you can say it the same way, you can read it, or you can just open your heart and tell me it from this point here.
Um, yeah, maybe I'll read it. Oh wait, I can't see it. So, um, yeah,
I
I
think
guess
that's meant to be.
yeah,
It's meant
right.
to be. You're going to tell me from here, right? Tell me.
Um, yeah, I guess I just am feeling so much stress and pain around money.
Mm,
And I've just been in like barely scraping by survival mode and
mm.
behind on bills, and I need this dental work that I can't afford. And you know, I don't know. I'm my soul knows everything's okay. It's perfect, But the human is like, I don't want my teeth to fall out, and I want to like
Mm.
pay bills on time and have like ease. And yeah, so I just
What I'm going to do first is going to sound crazy to anyone who doesn't know my work. But one of the things that I know when things seem to be falling apart is that inside of us, there are certain visuals and things that we're so scared to face. So we kind of dance around it. Like when you said, I don't want my teeth to fall out, right? I understand that, and no part of me will aim for your teeth falling out. And I understand all the things, but have we ever just brought to light and felt it as if it happened? Let it, like what I see when someone says that is this, the fear is trying to purge the fear. And when it's like, I don't want to be homeless, I don't want the teeth to fall out, I don't want to have nothing, I don't want everyone to abandon me, I don't want World War III or IV probably coming, like it's not even three now, like these things are coming up, and what we do is we kind of grab it and maneuver around it. This is one of many reasons why sleep is so important, because when you sleep, your subconscious lets everything you're scared of just dance around. You know how many times I've lost Vivi in a dream? Because that's my biggest fear, right? I'll dream that I'm at a public place and I can't find her. I've dreamt that maybe 20 times, you know? Finally, one day, I just literally said to my energy field, not to me, to the fear, to the one controlling it that says, God doesn't run this. I said, goodbye, Vivi. Like I let myself feel the deepest fear of that I lost her. Now, is that manifesting it? Is that making that happen? Is that creating a space where I will more likely? It's the opposite. It's my control that says ego runs this, not God, is losing its grip, right? And the areas where we struggle are where our ego runs it and we don't let God take over. So there's all kinds of fear around that. And that fear could be felt invisibly, internally. And God is going, whatever, this is how I see it, whatever your biggest fear is, we got to get out of you because you're missing out on me, God. You're missing out on source. So I got to get it out of you. So I find God has two ways to get it out of you. You can allow yourself to feel the darkest thing you're scared to feel and actually experience internally the biggest thing you're scared to feel, that person dying, World War III, someone murdering you, whatever. You know, at one point in my past, I almost committed suicide. And then I had 4 years of having all these traumas. And finally, one day, internally and visibly, I let myself die. I did jump off the bridge inside, cried my eyes out, and I died. And then I was born, right? So when God says, here's one way, you actually experience what your biggest fear is, losing the person, getting sick, whatever it is. Or you can hold on to it and we'll start to try to make it happen. That's why we move closer and closer to what our biggest fear is, right? Because we're holding it and we're not giving it over, right? There's something in you that says, I run my money. There's something in you, right? And that's why God was like, okay, well, we'll just make it difficult, right? Well, whatever your biggest fear is, you run it. Okay, well, we'll make it struggle because you at 5 trying to survive is the one trying to make an income. Meanwhile, you're a grown up, right? And so tell me if you're open to it, does that make sense what I just said? Is this Tell me to the best of your ability what, because this could be a miraculous day. It really could. But we've never received miracles when we're controlling from a survival frequency while we're kind of moving to a miracle world, right? Here we are in a miracle world bringing survival energy into it. Are you with me on that? We're bringing survival energy into a miraculous world. So we got to get rid of the survival energy and accept a miraculous world, right? Tell me what you're feeling right now because we'll bring that stuff out. But what are you feeling?
Yeah, I just like want that so much. I want so much to let go of the survival energy. And I just feel like my whole life I've been so stuck in it, you know?
Yeah. Yes. What if I told you I am sensing right now that you are at the end of that? In other words, it is so loose and ready. Yes. And it's here. Yes. 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 Yes, Olivia. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Olivia. Oh, you're doing phenomenal. You're so courageous. What you just released is called distortion. And most of us have spent our whole lives identified as distortion. We've been identified as distortion.
Mm, yeah.
The one who says, I got to do this all myself, is just a big pile of distortion. It's a false I.
Mhm.
Where our I is not a correct I because something just left. And I know there's more here, but did you notice something left you and you're still alive?
Yeah.
But what left you was called I at one point,
Hmm.
right? Now I feel a sense of peace. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I feel more peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't had any literal answers to what to do about your money situation, what's the charge right now about your money situation compared to when this call started?
I just
Like, a,
feel really alone.
yeah, well, isn't it interesting? It was about money. Now it's about a loan,
Yeah.
right? So was it even ever about money or was it a fear of being alone or something else, right? So now it goes, oh, we got that layer out. Here's the next layer. Tell me about being alone.
Um, I don't know, I guess. I mean, it does feel like it's about money in a way or something, but you know, maybe money is like the outward, you know, like sign or something that of this part that feels like abandoned by God or something,
Mm.
you know. Um,
Is that an association maybe you have about money? Money equals I'm abandoned by God?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it must be, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you think about money and in your money or we're going to say your past money situation, even
Hmm.
if it's what seems current, it's still a result of all the past beliefs, right?
Yeah.
When you think about it, what do you feel in your body?
Um, Rage.
Rage. Money equals rage.
Yeah,
Wow.
I guess so.
Wow. Well, why don't we let yourself feel some rage? But now you cried out and you're opening your heart, so it might come out softer. Maybe it's more sadness now.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like more alone. I just want so badly to be like, I don't know, scooped up and carried, you know? And it feels like I'm just this baby, like sitting on the floor for hours, you know, by
Well, I'll
myself.
tell you, you're making yourself more receptive to being scooped up and taken care of, not only by a partner or a friend, but by God.
Yeah.
You know, if you're full of repressed rage and stuckness, there's no room for anyone, right? I mean, it's just why doesn't anyone energy, right?
Yeah.
I feel so alone, but I'm going to do all the actions of doing it all myself. I'm going to be at war with everything. I'm going to make myself very scary to a potential friend or partner because I'm in so much resistance to what is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been, I don't know, just in a lot of like mental torture around this guy who has not asked me out, you know, and I know I'm like, what am I, you know, what is it in me that's like blocking that? And so it's
Did you ask him out?
no. Yeah.
So this is just psychic day for him?
I feel so uncomfortable.
Tell me about, oh, you want to talk about this for a second? There's a guy that you're waiting for to ask you out.
Hmm.
Tell us about this situation. Is it a guy you work with? Is this a guy
It's a
you
it's a guy that he's a friend and creative collaborator. He's in a creative like group that I'm a part of.
hmm.
Um and yeah, I don't know what else to say. But
Well, one thing I know is I've watched you have two huge purges since we started the call. So I'm just going to just point out, I'm not saying anything specific here, but it's hard for some people, especially if they feel likable and ready, it's hard for them to ask out distortion energy. In other words,
uh,
right? We just purged a bunch of distortion, a bunch of repressed rage, repressed I have to do it all myself, repressed money equals abandonment by God, repressed a lot of anger, a lot of pain that's
yeah.
understandable and needs to be felt.
Hmm.
But if I'm assuming if he's awesome, do you feel his heart? Do you feel something? Tell me about what you like about him.
um I just I don't know, I just really like I don't know most things about him. I love his energy.
Hmm.
He's like really smart and brilliant. he's like a brilliant artist and sensitive and spiritual and kind and yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're just peas in a pod.
Hmm. Do you know that he's single?
Yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
feel like we've both been just sort of like circling the drain and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Do you
he's
think,
yeah.
I don't know, do you think there's any chance he hasn't asked you out because he doesn't know you'd be open and probably feels this is just thoughts? He doesn't know if you'd reject him?
That's a possibility. Yeah.
I'm going to just offer a perspective that I don't know what you'll think, but I'm going to tell you what some men, because I am one and I've had conversations with some men, feel after a lot of times. There have been a lot of, and I'm not saying you're one at all, but there have been a lot of women going online on TikTok, different things like that, and saying, we don't need men. We don't like men. And now there's a whole movement of people going, why don't men ask me out?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of men feel, and I'm not saying you're this at all, but I'm saying a lot of men feel like they don't know if they'll be rejected, shamed, accused of something, like there is a fear in a wound in men, right? And especially unconsciously, if a man can sense a bunch of repressed rage, that
Yeah.
could be scary to the man. That doesn't mean anything as far as he wouldn't ask you out eventually or doesn't like you. But
Mm.
men are training themselves to more and more veer away from, I find this is in the world that I've seen and talked to a lot of guys and a lot of one-on-ones I've had. I've even had guys say I'm interested in someone, but I can't tell if she's angry and I don't know if it would ruin my life to ask her out. And maybe he did a one-on-one with me this week about you, but like I just want you to know repressed rage is very scary for men in this time. A lot, not all, but a lot,
Yeah.
because they don't know what that'll become. It'd be the equivalent of the other way. If you saw a guy who felt like he could be physically abusive, you know, there could be a danger there and be obvious to be hesitant. I'm curious, just right away, with those two distortions removed. We've already removed some rage distortion and alone distortion. We've already removed, right? Now the pattern will want to re-pick up those distortions because it's familiar with it. I do it all myself. And so one of the things we got to start by doing is we got to disable the pattern from re-picking up again. Do you understand what I'm saying? The pattern that says, I by myself run everything, I run my money, I run the world, and I run all this, and weirdly, it's not working. Because I want to point out the one that does it all herself isn't being successful right now. Meaning, like the egoic structure that says, I do it and I take care of my money situation out of survival. We need to we need to cut it off by noticing it doesn't work either. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Like when I point out when someone goes, don't follow your heart, it'll lead to blah blah blah, and I'll look back at them and go, okay, you're in your head. Is that working? You're telling me don't follow my heart, it doesn't make money or you won't work in a certain way. Okay, you work 80 hours a week at a job you hate and you can barely pay bills too. Is that working for you? In other words, the ego's way also doesn't work, especially in this time. It's just like it's like God is going, I am disbanding egos and distortion. So I want to point out, we don't want to revert back to the other way because we need to just consciously get aware of the old way of survival doesn't work. So we might as well abandon it. And you'll notice I said the word abandon it. It's weird
Mhm.
how many people have a fear of being abandoned by people that they should abandon. You'll notice you don't have a fear of abandonment by people that are loving all of you, that connect to your heart. They're there. They love all of you. I've noticed the people I'm scared will abandon me are people that eventually I was freer when they left or that I let go of them. And so if I have a fear of being abandoned, it's usually often by someone that I need to abandon. And I don't mean abandon negatively. I'm just like let go
Mm-hmm.
of, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we could not only have that with people, but we can have that with an idea, a pattern, or whatever. So if you have you have a God that could abandon you, guess what? You should abandon that God because that's not God.
Mm-hmm.
You have a false God,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have a God that could abandon you. That's not God.
Wow.
You most of us make a God that's the reminder of the trauma of our parents,
Yeah.
right? Yes. Man, are you ready for this today? Yes.
I just keep hearing like, where were you?
Hmm. To who?
The God.
Hmm.
I think it's one of the questions that's like sort of plagued me, you know?
Well, that would be the mirror to a false God.
Yeah.
That would be like Amber holding me while I see a hologram of another Amber walking away. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's got her arms around me.
Mm.
And this Amber is like, let her go. Let that God go, because that's not God. Stop holding on to the wrong God, a God that could abandon you so that you can fix childhood, right?
Yeah.
Right? And God's like, let that thing fall because I have my arms around you the whole time. But if you don't want to give me full control and love over you, I will still give you the free will to play with an invisible false God that's capable of abandoning you.
Can I tell you like what the mind is wondering about?
Yeah, but real quick, before we
Mhm.
do, I want you to notice what the heart is feeling. In fact, before you tell me about the mind, since we already are identifying it as not you, it's the mind now saying it, why don't we receive some miracle light into the field
Okay.
and merge with real God that can't leave you and won't leave you and bring some light into your body and peace into your body because you have released so much distortion in whatever it's been 20 minutes here, 30 minutes. You've released so much distortion that we have to replace it with light so we don't re pick up the pattern of I got to find distortion because I only know myself with a bunch of distortion.
Yeah.
What if you receive that it's peaceful for a second? What if you receive that you just did some miracle work right out the gate? What if you receive a miracle is happening before we find the problem?
Mm.
Could we receive the solution? Before we habitually find the problem, could we receive the solution that's happening right here? And ask yourself, you are welcome to still tell me about what the mind says, but ask your soul, does it want to, or does it want to join me at the heart for a second? Does it want to keep?
Definitely wants to
Yeah.
join you at the
Doesn't it feel good?
Heart Cafe.
Yeah. Wow, Olivia. Before we find the next problem, could we receive the solution? Like the solution is happening. Even if you don't see it, what if we start receiving the solution
Hmm.
always versus finding the next yeah, but and then acting
Yeah.
like it's the truth, you know? Like, are you like, tell me what, are you proud of anything you've done in the last half an hour?
I guess I feel more grateful than proud.
Yeah, okay. That's
Mm,
great. Um, Let me ask you this. With what we've uncovered in 20 minutes to a half an hour,
mm.
what does this imply could happen as we continue or once we get off and your day continues? What could this imply? Tell me a few things this could imply.
I mean, that I've been wrong about everything.
I'm going to give you another way to look at it. If I, in a half an hour, can purge that much distortion, receive peace, this could imply I could do so many things in a day. This could imply that I am totally taken care of. This could
Mhm.
imply that I could start life for the first time this minute with the right God. This could imply that I've released the distortion that was blocking me from being asked out by someone I really like. This could imply he might ask me out in a few minutes. This could imply that I'm receptive and magic and soft and not holding rage anymore. This could imply I don't actually have the rage my pattern did. This could imply I'm not my past at all. This could imply I've never known life this free. This could imply a ton of money is about to come into my life. This could imply all my bills are about to be paid. This could imply I'm free. This could imply I'm a light worker on this planet and my results aren't just measured by bank accounts, it's measured by alchemizing and healing. This could imply I'm a miracle. I'm loved. Want to give me a couple things like that?
Yeah, this could imply that anything could happen,
Hmm.
that possibilities are endless, that I am the source of everything, that I'm really loved way more than I have ever imagined or understood, that there's just like a billion solutions always just there, waiting for me to
Hmm.
just receive them. And that the real, the really real thing is the peace.
What if this implies you've ended the cycle?
That would be amazing.
What if today you've ended the cycle?
That'd be amazing if I received that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if, as we go into September, you've ended the cycle of suffering?
Mm, I really received that.
Yeah.
Mm.
What does receiving that look like? What could September look like?
I mean, September could look like just having the most joyful, abundant opportunities just come out of nowhere. It could look like that guy asking me out.
Do you
And
know, I I will just offer from just how we all work, just watching you giddy and laughing and open and excited, might be a very, very different energy.
Mm.
And you also are embodying everything's okay. That's a thing we're all searching for in a partner. Like, make it okay. Could you make things okay? You know,
Mm.
right? There's a sweet, playful, awesome, loving, angelic energy that's being presented now.
Mm.
You're embodying the right God now, meaning an all loving, I love you, and not carrying the shame and anger and don't abandon me, God, that, we reflect what God we see, right? You're reflecting, if you believe God is all loving, you start getting better at embodying that all loving, peaceful place,
Mhm.
right? Like this, you are embodying, you're held. That brings to a potential partner, oh, she can also hold you while you hold her. Like,
Mhm.
she's not mad at the world. She loves it. Like, you feel like someone that loves the world. And I want you to know, like, a lot of people do work on a more linear line. So it takes years and years and years to heal distortion. In fact, most people don't even go into it. You felt like you got 20 years of distortion healing in the first 10 minutes of this call. Like, it felt like, when you see a crane pull a car out of the ocean and all the
Oh my.
water, it just comes out instantly. It's just like, oh, it was just, you're ready. And the reason is you're ready is you've been picked up and it's been waiting for you to receive. It's wanting to dump that out. Now, since you're not constantly thinking, I'm mad about this, I have to survive here, I'm going to ask you a couple questions like, what could we receive here?
Ease,
Okay.
answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magic, flow, the possibility of giving, love.
How about abundance? Everything you said was perfect, but I want to make sure we don't subconsciously not let abundance, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's whatever, but I want to clear any pattern that subconsciously doesn't feel it deserves that. So let's own that too. Abundance.
Yeah, there's like some constriction in my solar plexus when I
That's a
hear
that's a good sign in that we're going to purge that. Meaning like that's actually great news because in a second it'll go. But we need to the constriction literally holds the story of I'm not worthy of abundance. So either your financial situation and abundance dies and that constriction can grab on and stay there, or we receive that you are an infinite abundant energy and the constriction can die.
that. I just hear this like, you can go. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, been, this friend my whole life.
Yeah. That you needed to protect you.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like it's like this old wise teacher, who's
Mm.
like, "You're ready." And now I have to go.
Wow. I'm blown away by how receptive and open you are. Like I'm watching you just, it's like, when you see the meat like falling off the bone and it's just like, it's nothing. It's just like you could do this and the whole, that's what that constriction is. Like you're getting it all out right now. Remember how at the beginning of the call I said, you'll think like it's going to be forever, but you don't know it. Like you're getting it all out right now.
I Yeah, I feel so differently about the constriction in this moment.
Yeah.
Like I just have so much love and gratitude for it. Like, yeah.
That's how it goes. Like we can't get rid of it with like, get out of here or egoic effort. It's like you are
Yeah.
having a funeral and you're
Yeah.
going to mourn and you're going to miss the girl who protected you. But we don't need survival as much as we're ready for thriving. And you're finally entering the place where you get to say, that's why I went through all of that. Like you are so in that higher fifth density field and it's just getting it all to fall off. You're just here.
The mind still has that question.
Well, you want to ask the question?
I do.
Go for it.
Yeah. I I just would love to hear what your thoughts are on I don't know, I guess I see you as this dad who would like do anything to protect your daughter. And there's like a thought that says God didn't do that for me.
Mm,
And a hard time making sense of
yeah.
that. Like, I mean, I guess
What
it's
if
like the problem of evil, you know?
s- So this is an interesting thing because the way that usually source makes us process is different than how our egoic minds want to process.
Mhm.
So to give you an example, that thought showed up just now. The thought you had is, I'm trying to make sense out of it.
Mhm.
What if making sense out of it is your way, your habit's way, your pattern's way of stopping it from just leaving? And what if it wasn't a thought for you to process by yourself, but was a thought of a story that's ready to leave too? Like, what if it was just bringing up the thought, Dad didn't take care of me, I wasn't protected, so it could go.
Mm.
And what if making sense out of it grabs a thing that was trying to go and holds on to it so the ego can feel like it's doing something? But what if you weren't having a thought so that you can make sense out of it? It was undoing yourself from the story that dad didn't protect you. I
Or
understand,
that God didn't protect me
or
from
that
it.
God didn't protect me. Yeah, got
Mm.
it. I understand that that was the case,
Mm.
but I also understand it can no longer be your past.
Mm.
In other words, what if we're done holding on to our story because it's in the way of our truth?
Mhm.
And what if it goes, yeah, that happened. And there's so many things that we couldn't make sense. And the highest makes sense you could have is that I can think of is so you could get to this truth here. Because if you were protected, you might have been in a linear timeline that really didn't alchemize and light work. But on a higher level, it goes, would you rather have that story, even though it still did exist? Would you rather hold on and have an identity with that story that God didn't protect you? Or would you rather in this moment receive the truth of what you are by letting go of that story?
Yeah, I'd much rather let go of it.
Yeah. And what if that thought for all of us, our stories come up because it's trying to purge it, and then we grab it and go, I got to make sense of it. And it's like, okay, well, you want to keep the story? God can't get in. I won't work for you. You hold on to the story of constantly processing your story. And because you
Mm.
don't know you without, do you realize, Olivia, in a way, that was a repressed belief, but you've never met you without that story.
Yeah.
We've never met Olivia without the story. And that the egos of that hear this will be mad at me like, but that did happen to her. And don't say my story's not real. I get it. But some of us are going to a frequency where we no longer have that story because we aren't a linear timeline anymore. And it's almost as if it's the same as if you died and went into another body. That body doesn't have that story, right? That body doesn't
Mhm.
have your past story. What
Mhm.
if we're dying while staying alive? What if you died 10 times on this call with me so far? And what if it goes, hey, another thing that's ready to die is the story that God wasn't here for you. And to keep that story going, we created a God that would abandon you because we don't want to be wrong. So we're holding on to the story that God won't protect you. So we create a God that will leave you. So we're not wrong. But today we go, that story was coming up to come out, not to be made sense of.
Yeah. I see this like image of these big birds flying across the sky, and it's like I'm trying to like grab the bird and like
Yeah.
wrestle it, and it's
Yeah.
like flying at me and it's hurting me. But I'm like, no, I have to wrangle this bird, but it's like I could just let it fly by, you know.
Right. Or this is gross, but going to the bathroom and then sifting through the toilet to make sense. Just flush it. Flush it. We don't need the history. You know, it literally comes up to come out. Same here. And you've just gotten used to a thought comes up for me to make sense out of it versus a thought comes up to leave.
Hmm. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? That could be one. What if our dark thoughts are coming up to leave and we keep making sense out of it so we trap it to keep our ego alive, to keep that story going and miss out on our truth? But our truth is going, you're the truth. You don't have to have that story anymore.
Oh man, yeah, the arguer pattern. So old.
Yeah. In fact, this God is protecting you by purging your false God that didn't. Isn't that amazing? So it might not be true even that God never protected you.
Man, the ego is just screaming.
Let it.
Yeah.
Let it. What's the ego want? No, I am a victim. This happened to me. Okay, we hear you. But is it what you are now?
It's like, tell me the answer. Give me the answer.
Yeah, the answer to the ego is this has nothing to do with you. Like the ego's like a kid sitting at a meeting between two CEOs trying to figure out what it's supposed to do. It's like the CEOs are talking. You add value and you're wonderful, but we got it. We're gonna run this. And who are the CEOs in this scenario?
Our souls.
Our souls are talking right now. So I get it. The ego is screaming for significance and trying as hard as it can to not die. But where we're going as we let go of the cycle and we go into September
Mhm.
is we don't need that ego story. And you clearly are ready to not have it if you are open to it. Like in other words, energetically, it's so falling off, right? So the ego is just like screaming because it's like, no, it probably hates me because it does. You said it's screaming because
Yeah, it does hate you.
unfortunately the ego is literally based on how limited you are, how screwed you are, how unprotected you are, how unloved you are. And so anything that could offer love and magic and miracles and healing and abundance is in the way of that thing. And it hates abundance. It hates that guy asking you out. It hates, you get what I'm saying? It hates you being protected. It hates you being held. It hates this God, right? So where we're going, it's no longer necessary. And let me ask you something, Olivia. If it dies completely, that voice that says, I want an answer, if it dies, do you die?
No.
Do you birth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, ego, for protecting us. Again, join us on the Infinite Expansion membership site and watch the parasite cleanse. See what happens as you discover your truth and let go of those parasitic fears that no longer serve you, and witness many hot seats or possibly even be in a hot seat yourself. Join us and watch as things shift. Also, just so you know, our product, Your Soul Is Not For Sale, is a 3-day event that we have made $20. You gotta get it. It's crazy. $20 and you can have a 3-day event. Let's see how much you can change in 1 month. It's time.